Somebody had to go over there. If you can reach up that far and do it by hand, go for it. Don't climb on a chair.
I was going to turn up the thermostat for your personality.
I'm going to quit nagging you now.
I'm worried about
Richard's here, he's wearing your hat.
Where does it have but have one of them plantation down there. I'm going around town often. It's crazy how a lot of them are shaking. My business was with Ford bill. That's what we did. Covered up by the new list. You still sort of see. Well, normally decoration.
Woods and fires burning because Larry's been burning all the so they just love that.
So I went and investigated. How do you feel like you're They're very nice about it. I said, oh yeah, we finally got it, you know, and there's so much open.
Hang one time and then I skip five. How are you, best friend? Hi, baby.
Oh yeah, and all these New Year's Day I had on, and one of us offers day for New Year's, day for Christmas. Yeah, it's easy to apply for you now that the holidays are over, all these people are going to want to cut out some stuff.
It's been very different. If it was overheating, we wouldn't see anything. It could be that the computer got
Well, the sign here, the outlet calls it. Someone's like temporary, some with little campaign signs. I get more like silly calls than anything.
It's got, when you shut it off, it's got a lot of fans up on there. It's a
Yes, the only place where it exists, right?
Bill Herring used to run
Okay,
I always thought
you'll
that
see
was
the wall, something is happening.
something really odd for a new year. Feeling female together.
Okay, don't touch anything, please.
Plus, well, Becky's always thought that she wanted to hang out with the men's group, that she used to men's talk about one. You know, she wasn't interested in the latest operation and so on like that. So I just, she was interested in how she
I don't know.
At one time, I think, I overheard someone say that Greg reported that he overheard that all the
You had one men's group before all this.
You fixed it.
Welcome and happy Epiphany. Last day of Hanukkah, is it, or next to last? Last day of already done, and around the last day of Kwanzaa. Is that already wrapped up now? It's still that momentous time of year. Welcome. I'm Al Hackle, president of the fellowship this year. Just giving this a try. Okay. Come, whoever you are, holding various beliefs, whatever your abilities. Holding various beliefs, whatever your skin color, whatever your age or gender identity, whatever your abilities, whomever you love. You are welcome at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Statesboro. You are welcome in this, our religious home. I extend a warm welcome to our visitors and guests. If you would like, we invite you to take a moment to introduce yourself. Any visitors or guests who are relatively new and want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Cindy.
Welcome. Anything you want to tell us other and we hope you have given or will give us some contact information if you're new in our guest registry near the front entrance or our webpage at uustatesboro.org so we can send you more information. For the month of January, half of our offering that is not designated as a pledge will be shared with fixing the borough. They don't like repair things in your home. They spay and neuter animals who are strays and feral and thereby maintain the population. I think they maybe also do some other things having to do with animals over there. Thank you for sharing your resources during our offertory later in the service. Now I invite you to join me in reciting our congregational affirmation printed in your order of service well exhausted. Love is the spirit of this fellowship, and service is this prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Our worship leader this morning is our regularly visiting minister, Clint Tawes, and he'll be doing not only that, but our message in just a few minutes. Clint?
Good morning. Let us worship together. We'll begin with the lighting of our chalice, symbol of our religious heritage. I will light the chalice and share our chalice reading. Then please rise as you are willing and able and join in singing Rise Up, O Flame twice. I will not be lighting the chalice.
There is another lighter.
This is our chalice of love and light, uniting us all by day and night.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
Now let us honor the light within one another as we greet one another. Turn your hymnals to number 100. Peace like a river. In the break. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got strength like the mountain, I've got strength like the mountain, I've got strength like the mountain in my soul. I've got strength like the mountain, I've got strength like the mountain, I've got strength like the mountain in my soul.
And now is the time for our story for all ages. Today's story is entitled, Waiting is Not Easy. If any children or young at heart would like to come up and see the pictures clearer, you're welcome to. Waiting is Not Easy by Mo Willems. Gerald, I have a surprise for you. Yay! What is it? Is it big? Yes. Is it pretty? Yes. Can we share it? Yes. I cannot wait. You will have to. Wait. What? Why? The surprise is not here yet. So I will have to wait for it? Yes. Oh well, if I have to wait, I will wait. I am waiting. Waiting is not easy. Piggy, I want to see your surprise now. I'm sorry, Gerald, but we must wait. I am done waiting. I do not think your surprise is worth all this waiting. I will not wait anymore. Okay, I'll wait a little more. It'll be worth it. Piggy, we have waited too long. It's getting dark. It is getting darker. Soon we will not be able to see each other. Soon we'll not be able to see anything. We have wasted the whole day. Well, we have waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. And for what? For that. Well, that was worth the wait. I know. The end. Oh, sorry. Tomorrow morning, I want to show you a sunrise. I cannot wait. The end. Please join me in our children's affirmation. We are Unitarian Universalists, people of open minds, loving hearts, and helping hands. And this time we'll sing our children out. At the song, so someone can for it.
Beneath our arms, we shelter you. You warm our hearts as you pass through. May our love guide you as you grow, to help you learn and help you grow.
Please join me in a time of meditation and reflection. Our reading today is entitled, there's an excerpt from For the Traveler by John O'Donohue. Every time you leave home, another road takes you into a world that you were never in. New strangers on other paths await. New places that have never seen you will startle a little at your entry. Old places that know you well will pretend nothing changed since your last visit. When you travel, you will find yourself alone in a different way, more attentive now, to the self you are bringing along, your more subtle eye watching you abroad, and how what meets you touches that part of the heart that lies low at home, how you unexpectedly attend to a voice that is not yours, as if for the first time calling you back to the road you took to get here. Please join me in a moment of silent meditation and reflection. Let's continue this time of reflection as we listen to We Are, performed by Issei Barnwell and the UU General Assembly Choir.
For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings, and we are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage, fathers of time, daughters of dust, and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy, brothers of love, lovers of light, and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth, keepers of faith, makers of peace, and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers. We are our grandfather's dreamings, and we are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage, fathers of time, daughters of dust, and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy, brothers of love, lovers of light, and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers. We are our grandfather's dreamings, and we are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are one.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot in days of Auld Lang Syne? If you're like me, the lyrics I just read probably bring back memories of New Year's Eve celebrations. Perhaps you recall the excitement of counting down to midnight, surrounded by loved ones, glasses raised high, confetti falling like stars. Maybe you've stood with friends and family, arms linked, voices rising together in song as the clock struck 12. Or perhaps you watched scenes on television of revelers in Times Square, fireworks bursting overhead, the strains of Auld Lang Syne echoing through the night. For many of us, the song is woven into the fabric of New Year's Eve, a ritual that marks the turning of the calendar and the hope for new beginnings. But Auld Lang Syne is far more than just a New Year's Eve tradition. Its story spans centuries and continents, making it one of the most enduring and universal songs in human history. Written by Scottish poet Robert Burns in 1788 and set to a traditional folk tune, the phrase Auld Lang Syne translates roughly to Old Long Since, or more poetically, for the sake of old times. The song is a celebration of connection and reflection, an ode to the value of friendship and shared memories. Yet its impact reaches far beyond New Year's celebrations. In Japan, the melody is used for the popular anthem Hotaru no Hikari, Light of the Fireflies, often played at graduations and farewells. In 1915, Mahatma Gandhi sang Auld Lang Syne in both English and Hindustani during a farewell gathering in India, using it to symbolize unity and peace. And in 1999, the song was even sung in space, reminding us that its message transcends not only time, but also the very boundaries of our world. I must admit that it was not until recently that I gained an appreciation for the song. My interest in the song was piqued one day last month when I came home from work and asked my Alexa device to play All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. Yes, I admit I like the song. When the song ended, Alexa chose another holiday song by Mariah Carey, a rather upbeat version of Auld Lang Syne. In her version of the song, Mariah Carey sings only the first verse and chorus and jokingly asks, "Does anybody know the verses?" When I heard this, I thought to myself, wait, there are verses? Not only did I realize that I never knew the verses to the song, but I did not truly understand the meaning of the few lines I did know. This was strange for me because I typically overanalyze every song I hear. However, since Auld Lang Syne was a song I only sang on one particular occasion, an occasion when I was often not entirely sober, I never took the time to really think about its meaning. As I delved deeper into the song, I began to realize just how much meaning and history I had overlooked in those familiar lines sung year after year. What I initially dismissed as a simple New Year's tradition turned out to be a profound reflection on the passage of time, the enduring nature of friendship, and the connections that shape our lives. The more I learned, the more I understood that Auld Lang Syne is not merely about saying goodbye to one year and welcoming the next. It's a reminder of something far more universal and enduring. It's about honoring the ties that bind us across time and space. It's a melody that invites us to pause, reflect, and carry forward the gifts of the past as we step into the future. And that's where I want to begin today, with the invitation to reflect on the importance of remembering and cherishing the connections we built, even as we embrace renewal and change. As you reflect, try to think of one significant part of 2024 that you will carry into the new year. It can be a connection you've made with a person or community, a significant memory, or a lesson you have learned. At the end of the message, I'll give you an opportunity to share. The song begins with a rhetorical question. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? It's a question that calls us to pause. Should we let go of the past entirely, leaving it behind as we move forward? The answer, of course, is a resounding no. While I want to be clear that I do not think it's healthy to live in the past, we also cannot afford to neglect it. Our history, both the joys and the hardships, grounds us. It shapes who we are and offers valuable lessons as we step into the future. The wisdom of Ecclesiastes reminds us, for everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted. Life unfolds in seasons, each with its own purpose. Reflection on the past, like tending to a garden, allows us to harvest the lessons it offers, to take what we've planted and nourish it in the present. Ignoring the past would be like leaving a field unharvested, wasting the potential to grow and flourish. This idea resonates in the lyrics of Auld Lang Syne. We too have run about the slopes and picked the daisies fine, but we've wandered many a weary foot since Auld Lang Syne. The image of running through the slopes and picking daisies evokes a sense of joy and connection, those fleeting yet beautiful moments we hold dear. Yet the song doesn't stop there. It also acknowledges the weary journeys we take, the hardships and struggles we face along the way. Life is a blend of both these moments, joyful and weary, and both are worth remembering. There are some parts of my past, dark moments that evoke feelings of guilt and regret. Sometimes I wish there were a pill I could take that would allow me to delete these memories. But even the memories of dark times and mistakes I've made remind me of how far I've come on my journey. Even the experiences I would like to forget help me to shape me into the person I am today. Another verse deepens this theme. We too have paddled in the stream from morning sun till dine, but seas between us broad have roared since Auld Lang Syne. This verse reflects on the beauty of shared experiences, paddling together in the stream, enjoying the simplicity of the present moment, but it also acknowledges separation, the seas that roar between us as life pulls us apart. Yet even with distance, the memory of those moments remains, grounding us in the connections that shape our lives. This theme of holding on to the whole truth of our experience, the daisies and the weary feet, the streams and the roaring seas, is more relevant today than ever. In recent years, we've seen efforts to erase or whitewash history. Conservative groups in the United States have sought to ban books and revise curriculums, shielding students from the uncomfortable truths of our nation's past. But history is not meant to make us comfortable. It is meant to teach us. As James Baldwin said, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. When we erase the difficult parts of our history, we harm not just students of color, but all students. By denying the realities of slavery, systemic racism, and injustices, we deprive young people of the chance to understand the world as it is and the tools to make it better. The wisdom of Confucius speaks directly to this. A person who reviews the old so as to find out the new is qualified to teach others. To learn from the past, we must confront it honestly. Another teaching from Confucius reminds us the wise man is one who takes from the past and builds upon it to make a brighter future. The past is not a burden to be avoided, but a foundation to build upon, a guide that shows us how to move forward with intention. Remembering does not mean dwelling in nostalgia or regret. It means honoring the full truth of our experience, celebrating the joys while learning from the struggles. Auld Lang Syne invites us to do just that. It is not merely a song for ringing in the new year, it is a call to reflect on what has shaped us and to carry forward the lessons we have learned. Our memories are not solitary. They're woven together with the relationships that define our lives. The joys we celebrate and the struggles we endure are often shared with others, creating a tapestry of connection that binds us across time and space. Auld Lang Syne captures this beautifully in its verse, "And there's a hand, my trusty friend, and give us hand of thine, and we'll take a right goodwill draft for Auld Lang Syne." The image of extending a hand to a trusted friend symbolizes the power of connection, a bond that transcends distance, time, and even hardship. This moment is not a gesture of companionship, but also a commitment to remembering and cherishing what we have shared. This theme of connection resonates deeply with the scene from the New Testament, in which Jesus gathers his disciples for the Last Supper. Holding a cup of wine, he tells them, "This do in remembrance of me." One thing we don't typically do as part of our worship as Unitarian Universalists is communion. I must admit, though, this is one aspect of the Christian faith that I cherish, and in some ways I miss. It's not that I believe the wafer and wine are the literal body and blood of Jesus, as some faiths do, nor am I particularly moved by the idea of even metaphorically partaking in the flesh and blood of Christ. That part I find rather absurd. Yet I still value the tradition of communion because, to me, nothing better symbolizes community and connection than breaking bread and raising a glass together. Both Auld Lang Syne and the Last Supper remind us that shared experiences, whether joyful or somber, leave an indelible mark on our lives. They teach us that memories are not isolated fragments, but are deeply interwoven with the people who journey with us. A meal shared, a hand extended, a song sung together. All these moments speak to the ways our lives are enriched and defined by connection. Think about the moments of your own life that have left the deepest impressions. Chances are they are not just memories of solitary achievement or struggle, but of people who stood beside you, friends who offered support, family members who celebrated your victories, communities that lifted you up when you faltered. As we reflect on the year that has passed, consider how these relationships have shaped us and how we might continue to nurture them as we move forward. Just as Jesus reminded his disciples to do this in remembrance, and as the words of Auld Lang Syne call us to extend a hand to one another, we too are called to remember that our lives are enriched by connection. These connections are not merely part of our past, they are the foundation for the future we build together. When we lift a glass to Auld Lang Syne, we are lifting it not only to old times, but to the relationships that make those times meaningful. Whether we're paddling streams, walking weary miles, or facing roaring seas, it is the connections we make that sustain us. Let us honor them, carry them forward, and continue to build on them in the year ahead. As I prepare to close, let us reflect on the ties that bind us, the connections we've built, the memories we cherish, and the lessons we carry forward. Life's journey is made meaningful by the people who walk it with us. And today we honor those relationships and the ways they have shaped us. The song Auld Lang Syne speaks of taking a right goodwill draft, a moment of gratitude and celebration for the connections that define us. In that spirit, I invite you to take a cup of kindness. Since obviously a pint of beer was not appropriate for church, I thought of what might work. And I found that there's a tradition of drinking blackcurrant in Scotland. I have no idea what blackcurrant is, but I have some. So I would invite you all to come and take a cup of kindness, and we'll drink together. Bye. May this cup symbolize the sweetness and depth of the connections we hold dear and the hope we carry into the new year. Not terrible. I also invite you to share the part of 2024 that you will carry with you. A memory, a connection, a lesson, or a moment of growth. What has touched your life in this past year that you will bring into 2025. Let us take this time to share and listen, filling this space with the warmth of community and the strength of shared experiences. I'll go first. The lesson I take from 2024 was from that little experiment that I did for a sermon. I did the Killing with Kindness thing, where I responded to negativity for 2 weeks with kindness. And I ended up getting a part-time job out of it and a new apartment. And I found out that good things do come to you when you're kind. So that's the lesson I'm taking into 2024 that's significant to me. If you would like to share a memory or experience or a lesson.
So, in September we went to Ireland. We went to Ireland, and my grandparents on my mom's side are descended from people from Ireland. And I was on a train going from Dublin to Limerick, and I looked out the window and I felt this amazing connection to my ancestors in that moment. And I thought about the sacrifices that they had made and the suffering that they had for a future that they could never see. And I realized that I was a part of that future, and I felt an enormous connection to those people who gave up so much of their lives so that they could have ancestors or future for their family. So I'm so grateful for my ancestors on both sides of my family, but a special connection this year to the Irish ones.
Anyone else like to share?
We've been volunteering at the food bank quite a bit this year, and before that, Becky's Cafe. But it's just such a good feeling to see the number of people that volunteer their time and put in a lot of work to help our own community. And it's something that a lot of people in Statesboro don't even know exists, but our little community is a big part of that. So that always makes you feel good when you leave doing something good for other people. So if you've never tried it, come and join us. Tuesdays especially, 9 to 11, that's when the big truck comes in. That's when we're most needed.
So I'll say this decade, that's pretty crappy, I don't like it, I want it to be over. But this last year was especially difficult. And there was a lot that, like I did a ritual myself on New Year's of like writing stuff on my body and taking a shower. Just being like, I'm washing this crap off, it's not necessarily this year. But a lot of the hardship came from me advocating for myself and setting boundaries with people. And even though that's been hard to deal with some of the aftermath of that, I know that in the end it's going to be better for me, and I'm going to be happier because of it, because I'm saying how people should treat me versus just letting people treat me the way that they were. So.
One that is a song that somebody shared with me in a spiritual support group that is called Holy, Holy, Holy. I can't remember who sang it right now, but I was listening to it on the way here. And I don't know if it's something we could take on as a congregation, but I'm inspired by the song, and we'll share it and hope we'll be able to sing it someday or play it or do something with it that we love.
Anyone else?
I realized from this past year how much I care about others. My son ran runs maybe 4 or 5 times a week. And he saw a man, I think he was homeless, and he gave him he gave him the shirt off his back, is what it is, and gave him some money to go and get some food. And I said to him, man, I wish you had given him his blankets and caught him. I said, he needed more than I did. And I realized that how much I care about other people. Anyway, it just came to me more strongly. You know, I think it maybe comes with age, and I certainly am old.
May we step into the new year hand in hand, gratitude for the past and hope for the future, ready to build a world rooted in love and connection. Amen. And no sermon entitled Auld Lang Syne would be complete without singing Auld Lang Syne. Can't do this like Mariah Carey. And I'm realizing right now that I had a capo in the wrong spot on my last song, so that was probably way wrong. But, okay. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot in days of Auld Lang Syne? Auld Lang Syne, my dear, Auld Lang Syne, we'll drink the cup of kindness yet for the sake of Auld Lang Syne. And surely you will buy your cup, and surely I'll buy mine. We'll take the cup of kindness yet for the sake of Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll drink the cup of kindness yet for the sake of Auld Lang Syne. We too have paddled in the stream from morning sun till rise. The seas between us roar and swell since days of Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll drink the cup of kindness yet for the sake of Auld Lang Syne. We too have run about the hills and pulled the daisies fine. We've wandered many a weary foot since Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll drink the cup of kindness yet for the sake of Auld Lang Syne. And there's a hand, my trusty friend, and give me hand of thine. We'll take a road right there with that for Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll drink a cup of kindness yet for the sake of Auld Lang Syne. This time, our offering will be be gratefully received. As we pass the plates, remember you can virtually donate on the webpage at uustatesboro.org. And half of this month's offering will go to fixing the borough.
Give thanks for the corn and the wheat that are reaped, for labor well done, and for barns that are heaped, for the sun and the dew and the sweet honeycomb, for the rose and the song and the harvest brought home. Give thanks for the mills and the farms of our land, for craft and the strength in the work of our hands, for the beauty our artists and poets have wrought, for the hope and affection our friendships have brought. Give thanks for the homes that with kindness are blessed, for seasons of plenty and well-deserved rest, for our country extending from sea unto sea, for ways that have made it a land for the free.
If you have a joy or concern you would like to share with the congregation, we invite you to do so now. You can light a candle or place a stone for your joy or concern.
My friend Janet Mennel died this week, and Janet and I have been friends for over 30 years, and she gave me so many amazing gifts. And she also gave a lot of gifts to other people besides me, and one of the things was that she was a nurse practitioner in rural Appalachia and served as the country doc for many, many, many people. And she let me come and stay with her and her husband when I was doing my dissertation, and I'll always be grateful for that. She was just an amazing woman, and I miss her terribly. So this one's for Janet.
Well, I guess you're a common wrestler. I have a concern that really bothers me a lot, but there's nothing I can do about it. Most of you know, I had a granddaughter, well, I still have one granddaughter, but who used to be Hannah Marie is a transgender, and I have a hard time accepting it. She, sometime this month, she's going to have both of her breasts surgically removed. And she insists she's not, she insists she's my grandson. And so anyway, I'm having a hard time accepting this. And her mother, who's Rand's wife, is gonna go out, they live in North Glen, one word, North Glen, Colorado. And, well, anyway, there's nothing I can do about it. And I'm having a hard time accepting it. But there's a lot of transgender people, and I think they've been around for generations. They were in the closet. So anyway, the joy I have is, I was telling Martha, she gives me a ride. I just finished a book, and at the beginning of each chapter, there's a little saying, and this is really a joy. people who think money can't buy happiness forgot about puppies. So anyway, so keep me in your thoughts about this used to be granddaughter and now it's a grandson.
What was a, I guess, thing I was concerned about turned out to be, I guess, a joy. A few months ago, I got an email from MUSC saying they were dropping my mother as a patient because, being a learning hospital, they were focusing on the patients they could learn more from. And she was not far enough in her Alzheimer's to, I guess, be beneficial. So they were dropping her as a patient, which really bothered me, and because finding a neurologist isn't just not easy. But we did find one, and it turned out to be a real joy because the level of care that she's gotten. Before it was, 10 minutes, and then see it come back in 6 months. They could squeeze us in 6 months later. Whereas this new doctor is, she saw her beginning of December, and then saw her again last week, and she's going to see her again in 2 weeks until she knows that she's got her medications right. And so, and not only that, she helped me to understand things that I didn't get before. I didn't understand why I thought Mom was just being stubborn when she was refusing to take a shower and things like that. And I thought she's just being stubborn, but this new neurologist helped me understand that there's a lot of memory that goes along with something as simple as taking a shower. We don't consciously think about these things, but it requires memory. And for someone who's losing their memory, it can be a very difficult task that you don't want to admit that you don't know how to do. So helping me to understand that so that I can help my dad to understand it also is bitter. This just the whole experience of what I thought was a bad thing turned out to be great. So thank you.
We dropped a quarter. If anybody wants it. Hi, I'm Syrian. I have a couple of concerns today. Number one is for two of my coworkers. Some of you might know Assistant Director Tony Phillips over at the Auld Center. He's going to Houston tomorrow and will be gone for a while as his wife goes through another round of chemo. And he is about the most generous and kind spirit that you can really ask for. And it always seems like the worst things happen to those kinds of people, So I'm wishing for him and his wife to be safe and healthy as soon as possible. Also for another one of my coworkers, just got hit with almost $2,000 worth of surprise fees from her apartment, and it emptied out her savings account. And now she's a little bit struggling when she didn't expect to be. So that is for them. And my next concern, some people in our congregation know that I myself am transgender. Some people do not. And so I would like to drop a stone of concern and of joy for Connie's grandchild, and hope that they can find their own joy starting this next part of their life, and that hopefully Connie can find some joy too, getting to know them in a way that she may not have known them before. So that one is for me and for all other trans people that are trying to start this next phase of their life, find joy and freedom together.
I have a concern for our longtime friends, Matthew and Sarah, the couple that come with the 4 children. Often I saw them this week, and they are struggling. Matthew has leukemia, as we know, and it is currently in remission, but there is a long road ahead, more treatments, doctor's appointments, and dealing with 4 children as that goes on. So I hope this congregation can reach out in some way. I'm not even sure how, but Sherry, of course, is in touch with them. I'm in touch with them. If you feel moved to help them in some way, I'm sure they would appreciate it.
To express some joy that I got some good news recently. A dear friend of mine is maybe at most about 6 months from coming back home out of the U.S. Marines.
Anyone else? Please join me in prayer for our joys and sorrows, followed by singing the Spirit of Life. As we come together as a community, sharing our joys and sorrows in this sacred space, we lift up our hearts, celebrating the moments that bring us joy and acknowledging the challenges that weigh on us. May we find solace in our collective love and understanding, and may our connections deepen as we navigate the varied paths of life. Spirit of life, bless this community, and may our shared joys and concerns be the tapestry of compassion that binds us together in love. Extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are gathered together again. Are there any announcements?
The board's first meeting of the year is on Zoom tomorrow at 7 p.m. And that's a fairly open Zoom site that's actually available through our web page. Probably most of them will revert to being the second Monday of the month. But this time we're starting a little early so that everybody can be there online, that is. On those share the plate, we're looking for some new ones. We've had a couple of good suggestions we need to check into, but if anybody has any more of those, someone that may be a charitable cause that we haven't shared with before in the community, please let us know.
Jen asked me to be sure everyone was aware of the upcoming festivities planned for the MLK holiday. Traditionally, we've been one of the churches who do participate, and I hope that there are those who will participate again this year. The events that have been planned by the local NAACP include a prayer breakfast, which will be next Monday. It's a week early. But on Saturday, January the 11th at 9 o'clock on campus, there'll be a NAACP youth breakfast. It's a fundraiser. They're asking people to buy $25 tickets and attend. You can reach them through the NAACP Facebook page or web page. The parade is actually, I didn't realize this, it's actually on Saturday this year. Traditionally, it's been on Monday, the actual holiday. But the way they've set it up this year, the parade will be at 1 o'clock on Saturday, January the 18th. I assume it'll still be downtown, the same place. I do have the details about how to register for it. Okay, so this coming Saturday, the breakfast on Saturday on campus, and then Sunday is a church service at the Elm Street Church of God at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the next Saturday, the 18th, is when the parade will be. And then actually we have the mayor, Jonathan McCullough, will come and deliver our service for us, our MLK service that Sunday. And then Monday will be designated as a day of service. So those are the plans that have been announced I'd like to see a show of hands if you intend and will support and participate in the parade on Saturday the 18th, please. Okay, great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Super. I can take care of getting this registered. My truck is available, and we have banners and things here. So normally we just go and walk, and a few years we've got really excited and dedicated and, you know, decorated and all kinds of things. But just showing up counts and is appreciated. So thank you. Even if you didn't raise your hand, I'll let me know if you can. Martha?
I would like to attend the breakfast. If anybody would like to go, let me know.
I bet it's at the Williams Center, and the youth do a really good job with it.
Yeah, I would like to go with somebody else. If anybody wants to go, let me know.
Okay, great. Thank you all.
So a week from tomorrow, here at 6 o'clock, will be a meeting of people that are interested in helping people who live in this community but don't have legal documentation to be here, kind of out of a hopeful bit of a preparation for what might be coming in our future. So if you're willing to be helpful, or if you just want some more information about how to be helpful, if you come to that meeting, it's a week from tomorrow, Monday, whatever the date is, the 13th? Monday the 13th, 6 o'clock here.
I will not be able to stay for afterthoughts today. It made a very long time to get an eye exam scheduled. I really need new glasses. So I just need a major turn this year. I need to get back to Charleston to not miss this appointment. Please rise in body or spirit as we sing our benediction.